I didn't suddenly feel confident. Nothing clicked into place. No surge of certainty, no emotional breakthrough. But something had shifted. I wasn't explaining anymore. Not to Allah, not to myself. No internal narration, no rehearsed reassurance, no framing the outcome in hopeful language. I was just there, and that was enough. For most of my life, trust had been something I said. I trust Allah. I will leave it to Him. Words, declarations, reminders. But this felt different. There were no words, only posture. Allah says, whoever relies upon Allah, He is sufficient for him. Sufficient, not emotionally confirmed, not visibly proven. Sufficient. Trust without language does not argue with uncertainty. It does not negotiate with fear. It does not need to convince itself. It rests, not because everything is resolved, but because Allah is. I noticed I wasn't scanning the future. I wasn't tightening around unanswered questions. I wasn't preparing emotionally for disappointment. The situation had not changed, but the bracing had. And when the bracing leaves, what remains is surrender. Not dramatic surrender, not poetic surrender, quiet surrender. Quiet surrender. The kind that does not need to speak. Allah says, and upon Allah, let the believers rely. Reliance is not a feeling, it is a placement. You place the matter with Him. You remain. That night, I did not feel strong, but I felt unclenched. And unclenching is sometimes the clearest sign of trust, because the heart is no longer trying to hold what was never its responsibility. Trust without language does not sound impressive. It cannot be quoted. It cannot be performed. It is simply the absence of resistance, the absence of bracing, the absence of inner argument. And that absence is spacious. It is rest. Not the rest of sleep, but the rest of release. So, if tonight you do not feel confident, if you do not feel resolved or certain, if all you feel is a quiet willingness to remain, do not underestimate that. That may be trust, not the kind that declares itself, but the kind that settles. And tomorrow, the last 10 begin. Trust will no longer be reflective. It will be active. Stand ready, not with noise, but with surrender. This is the threshold. Please remain.